Hi there everyone, this is Digital Life Changer. In this video, we are going to show you how to repair a printer with double lines or blurry image quality. So stay tuned to find out how. By the way, if this is your first time visiting our channel, please do not forget to like, subscribe and ring the notification bell to get notified for new productive and helpful videos in the future. Shout out to the following from our last tutorial video. First, before we disassemble the printer, we need to print the quality diagnostic test by holding about 3 seconds the Start Copy Color button which is on the control panel of the printer. This step is important since in order to understand more about the problem, it is imperative that we gather information first. Looking at the printed diagnostic sheet, we can say that there are no issues with the colors and the issue is with the alignment only. Now we can proceed with the disassembly of the printer unit. Our next step is to shut down the printer. Press or hold down the power button of the printer which is usually located at the control panel of the printer. We should also make sure that the printer is unplugged from the power source. Now, prepare a screwdriver to open the printer. The type of screw is dependent of your model and brand. In my case, it uses Torx screws. To continue, let us return the paper input tray and output tray to keeping position. For our third step, we will now remove the scanner assembly. To accomplish this, we will need to unscrew 4 corner screws. Now, we can detach the scanner assembly. Please take note that you will need to execute this carefully. If not, you might damage the data cables connecting the scanner assembly to the formatter board of the printer. Slightly lift the scanner assembly and then peek between the gap to locate the data cable connector. Once located, insert your hand in the gap. Then, detach it. Again, do this step with extra care to avoid damage to the scanner assembly. Here, I am showing you the data cable connector. This connects the scanner assembly to the formatter board. Once damaged, the scanner assembly will be unusable. Our fourth step is to check the carriage unit and carriage assembly unit for possible damage or misalignment. Any vibrations from the base means that there are parts that are not fully fixed. Vibrations are obvious symptoms of potential issues. Just a quick tip. Moving parts are expected to vibrate like the carriage unit, but not to the extremes. Fixed parts are not expected to vibrate like the base. Now, let us check the 3 screws fixing the base to its position. Vibration of the base could mean that any of the screws are loose or missing. For the fifth step, we need to remove the formatter board. It should be fixed with a screw to the chassis of the printer, so we will need to unscrew it. Note that this step is only applicable to this model, since we cannot directly remove the carriage assembly. For some models, it is possible to directly remove the carriage assembly without touching the formatter board. Now, we need to disconnect the cable connectors from the formatter board. Again, do this carefully to prevent functional damage. This is what your formatter board looks like. Our next step is to realign the carriage assembly. In order to do that, we will have to remove the 3 screws fixing the base to the assembly unit shown earlier. After the fixed screws are removed, carefully detach and lift the carriage assembly unit. Again, do this carefully. Also, avoid disconnecting the ink tubes. Trust me, you do not want it to be messy. Now, check for any foreign materials stuck in the assembly. Anything that is not visually right or should not been there that could possibly be causing the misalignment or unwanted vibrations. However, it is possible that you will not find anything visually, especially if the cause is just a misaligned alignment notch or fixture between the base and assembly unit. Now, carefully return the carriage assembly to the base. Make sure to properly fit in the alignment notches and fixtures to avoid vibrations. Once everything is fixed in place already, return the screws to fix the carriage assembly to the base. For one last time, you may confirm if the assembly is not loose or shaking by moving the carriage assembly unit to left and right. Now we return everything. Our next step is to reattach back the formatter board. Return the cable connectors carefully. Again, avoid damaging them to prevent functional issues. Do not worry, as a mistake prevention, most formatter boards have cable connectors with different connecting heads. Now, return the screws to fix the formatter board to the chassis of the printer. Our next step is to reconnect back the scanner assembly. Put the scanner assembly on top of the printer, slightly lean to easily connect the data cable. Again, do this carefully. Damaging the data cable could result to an unusable scanner assembly. It is also important to understand that for this model, the control panel is located on the scanner assembly. Before we return the last set of screws, it is smarter to test the printer first. This leads us to our next step, which is to confirm and test the print quality. Again, let us print the quality diagnostic test. Hold the Start Copy Color button for about 3 seconds to perform this. Here, we can confirm that all colors are present. It means that we handled the ink tubes perfectly during the disassembly. In order to know that the issue is already resolved, we will print another copy of the file that was shown at the beginning of the video. Then, we will compare the before and the after copies of the file. It is easier this way, since the issue is visual. Now, comparing both before and after printed copies of the same file. It is obvious that there is improvement on the newly printed copy, which is on the right side of your screen. Our next step is mandatory. Since we opened the printer and made a few adjustments inside, we must perform maintenance of the cartridges. So, on your HP Printer Assistant, go to your Maintain Your Printer. Wait for it to process. Then, choose the option, Align Ink Cartridges. Then, click Next. Your printer will then be printing the alignment page. When the alignment page is printed, just follow the instructions displayed on the monitor. Click Scan to begin the auto adjustments of the cartridges. Note that this step is just for fine-tuning or just for minor adjustments. The major adjustment was back in step 6. Once done, click Close. Then, print again our sample file to confirm quality of alignment. Comparing the two printed copies, we can see that there is improvement on the right. Before we forget, since everything looks perfect now, let us return the last screws to fix the printer. Congratulations! You now know how to repair a printer with double lines or blurry print. Again, if you are new to our channel, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So, see you on our next videos.